Mm. All right. Entry at 68.53. Stop at 72.29. Take profit 55.56. All right, first call of the day, token versus Tether. 15-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 0.006853. Stop loss is 0.007229 for 376 pips. Take profit is 0.005556 for 1,297 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 3.45. Looks like I got a little bit of fixing to do. Somehow I misspelled the last call. So let me fix that real quick. All right, moving on. So we got 26 calls that I called while we were asleep. So that's Merle. And USD NOC, which is doing well for us. We're already in it. In dusk. Platinum versus United States dollar is not on our sell list for the week. Neither is PL1. So we won't be taking either one of those. CELO's not on the buy list. US oil's not on either list. Neither is CL1, which is crude oil, or MCL1, which is micro crude oil. I don't remember if Q1, M1 is on there. Let's check. No, so we'll be taking that. Got the euro to the Canadian dollar. Not on our sell list, so we won't be taking that. We already took a look at US oil and QM1, CL1, and MCL1. Have the Norwegian krone versus the Swedish krona. That hit take profit. Have the euro versus the Polish zloty. That's not on our buy list. We're not taking that. This is platinum. We're not taking that. We have LPT versus Tether. It's not on our buy list. We have Great British Pound Sterling versus New Zealand dollar. We're already in that. Have RB1, which is gasoline. That already took off on us, so it's too late to enter. We looked at Euro CAD already. Not on that. Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen. I believe that's on the buy list. It is. So this one we are going to enter, targeting 110.449. Parameters for this real quick. All right, Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen. It's a 15-minute confirmation buy. The risk is 4.00 even. We have entry at 109.625. We have stop at 109.419. That's for 21 pips. And we have take profit at 1110.449. That's for 82 pips. Next call of the morning, Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen, 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Your entry price is 1.09 at 625. Stop loss is 1.09, 419 for 21 pips. And your take profit is 110.449 for 82 pips. Risk to reward ratio of 4. And we're already in Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. No need to take that again. And we looked at Norwegian krone versus Swedish krona. That hit take profit. All right, so with that, we're waiting for the top of the hour, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We did start an hour late today, so I'll go to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time today. So it does look like we hit some tape profits overnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So I'm going to start with the first of them, which is Litecoin versus Tether. Mhm. Computer's moving a little slow this morning. I'm not quite sure why. Come on. There we go. Let's see here. Litecoin, LTC versus Tether. It's for 223 pips. All right, so that's 1,073. And that is a take profit smashed on Litecoin versus Tether for 223 pips. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Believe we might have Litecoin versus USD as well. And we do not yet. All right, what's next? Looks like we have ANKR versus Tether. And that's Anchor. Let's take a look. Crypto Perpetual, ANKR for 24 pips. And that's win number 1074. Moving on, we've got NOT versus Tether. Oops. That is not what I was trying to do. Hold on, I done messed around and knocked myself off my broker. There we go. I hate it when my computer was slow like this. I really don't know why I'm doing that. At all. There we go. better. All right, so we got NOT versus Tether. I don't remember what that one is. Not coin. All right, NOT, OT. For 23 pips. Here's another one. We got not coin. Take profit smashed for 23 pips. And that is win 1,075. Next up, we have E-Gold versus Tether. Which is Multiverse X. Let's take a look for this. EGLD, E-Gold. There we go. For 33 pips. And we got another take profit smash on E-Gold for 33 pips. It's win number 1076 for the year. And looks like the last one, we got QNT versus Tether. That's going to be Quant. Let's see, QNT. For 526 pips. Nice smooth movement, just the way we like it. In case you're wondering what all the typing is, I'm announcing the wins to the two signals chats that I call for. And then I come back and I drop that in the live. This kind of takes care of all my business at once and gives me the opportunity to keep track of the trades we take. And there's another win. This time it's Quant versus Tether for 526 pips. And that's going to be win number 1077 for the year. My neighbor's woman is after it again, and I swear this is the most talking woman on the face of the planet. I don't think she breathes when she talks. It's very fast and it's never ending, and she's always nagging. I don't know how he deals with it. Especially since she doesn't work and he does. All right, so I think that's the last of that. It's now 9:05. We didn't get any calls for the 9 a.m. ticker. So what I'm going to do now is take a look at the different assets and see what's going on. No, we don't have anything on stocks. We do have some things on futures. Wow. That is a massive fair value gap. I'm actually shocked we didn't hit on micro Bitcoin or micro Ether given that drop yesterday. There goes another one of those crazy fair value gaps. Natural gas is probably going to tank because of that. Same thing here. This is gasoline. It's spiking, so you can expect some rising prices at the pump soon. You'll probably see it within a week. That sucks. All right, so nothing there. Let's go to indices. I think Australian 200 is the only one that we're in right now. Do you have another one? Number of no? We're in one for UK 100. One for US 30. And that's the one we want to get Euro versus Hungarian Florent. That was at the tail end of the live for London last night. I believe it was for 325 pips. Some of these won't matter at all because we're just not in them. All right, that's it for exotics. Let's move on to regular currency. Looks like we're close to take profit on Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar. That's a pretty big drop for Swiss franc versus Japanese yen. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a call signal on that yet. I reckon we will before the day is out. US dollar is just smashing all the world currencies right now. You can tell. See, everything else is down. The dollar's the only one that's up. Then if we want to get really fancy, we take a look at the strength indicator. Japanese yen is approximately the strongest currency in the world right now, followed by the US dollar. Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you know the Japanese yen has been rallying ever since the election of the new prime minister. So whatever reform she's about to put in place is really strengthening the yen lately. The thing that's really affecting their economy is they have negative birth rates. So Japan's basically dying off. They don't start having kids at a very rapid pace. You're going to have rapid population decline, and then they're screwed from there. The same thing is going to happen in the United States if we don't get it together. All right, so this is New Zealand dollar versus US dollar for 44 pips. All right, we got take profit smashed on New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar for 44 pips. That is win number 1078 for the year. We got another one on United States dollar versus Swiss franc for 32 pips. That is win number 1079. All right, moving on to crypto spots. None of those. And now crypto perpetuals. Close on bonk. A lot of these we won on yesterday. A lot of these downtrends are very strong. You can tell by the space between the EMAs. Thus far, I haven't seen any sell that I've missed or any trade that I've missed. There goes one. OXT versus Tether for 7 pips. There's win number 1080. We had a win on Solana versus Tether and Solana versus United States dollar this morning. That was during the London session. Almost done. These are with the perpetuals. Hold on. Is that whiff? Yep, whiff for 19 pips. There's another one. What in the world? Not quite sure why it didn't show up correctly, but fine. And we've got WIF versus Tether. So take profit smash for 19 pips. Example of a trade within a trade. And that's going to be win number 1081 for the year. Moving on. We won on Stellar Lumens yesterday. We won on Tezos yesterday. Looks like we're close on a win on Ripple. Same thing with Zill. And very close on Zero. 3 pips away, but it hasn't gotten there yet. And then commodities. All right. So this is all caught up. It's now 9:24, so we didn't get any calls for 9:15 either. Actually, take that back. Doesn't look like there's one. This is take profit smashed on a buy on gasoline. As you can see, is at a base price of about $1.91. So depending on where you are in the country, where you are in the world, you tack on the additives to that and the cost of shipping that gas to wherever you're pumping the gas from. And that's going to be the relative price you're going to pay at the pump. So if you're living on a rock, at least in the United States, anywhere in the States, you're paying more than $2 a gallon. In some states like California, you're probably paying close to $4 or $5 a gallon. I live in Texas, in Houston, so we're right by all the refineries. Gas is always cheap here. So with that, we're going to keep taking a look at Bitcoin. It is still in consolidation despite this recent drop. Looks like it did drop to a low of 107,090, then came back up. It's right here. So it's ranging between 1,000 points, about 1,200 points right now. Now, if it breaks this bottom, we'll have an entirely different conversation. What I think it's likely to do is hold this level and then buy back up into the previous Asian range. Not today, but definitely tomorrow. Now, if it does break the bottom of this wick, the bottom of Bitcoin is going to fall out. And it could fall another couple of thousand points to about 104,000. So we'll go up to the daily. We can kind of see what's going on here. Let's turn on our order blocks. And there's an order block right below it at just under 105,000. So it's going to range between these 2 points, which is what we've been seeing. It probably won't go up. As you can see, there's a massive sell order block right above it at 117,400, and that's on the daily. That's extraordinarily strong. So it's going to be difficult for Bitcoin to rise in price in the short term. If it does fall, however, it's coming back down to these levels down here. So there's a chance, however small, if it breaks this zone, it falls briefly below $100,000. All right, we got some signals here. And this is dusk versus tether. We can ignore that. It called a buy. Of course, it's a sell for the week. So we wouldn't have entered that in the first place. And spell is not even on our list, but it did hit a take profit. So we do appear to have an acceleration of the sell-off of cryptocurrency. Multiple wins, starting with WIF, WIF. We're literally just looking at that. This is dog with hat versus tether. All right, let's see. WIF. Yeah, the bottom fell out of Bitcoin. It must have, because these things are moving like crazy right now. All right, so that's for 45 pips. You got everything falling at double digits. And here's another take profit smashed. The time on WIF versus tether for 45 pips. It's going to be win 1,082 for the year. Wow, wow, wow. It's amazing to see. All right, we got AAVE versus. Yes, 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 I'm well aware. Okay, let's get back to it. What is this? AAVE. And that's for 1,807 pips. There's another take profit smashed. This time on AAVE for 1,807 pips. And number 1,083. Moving on, we've got Zero versus Tether. That's Layer Zero. That's for 62 pips. Get another win. This time we have 0 versus Tether. This time for 62 pips. Oops. Not quite sure what happened there. Didn't post to YouTube for some reason, but whatever. Still 62 pips. Let's see. It's going to be win number 1084 for the year. Moving on, we've got Bunk. So this is Bunk Coin versus Tether. I've been waiting on this one for a while. Let's see, Bunk, B-O-N-K. Here we go. And that's going to be for 87 pips. It's 1,085. All right. Next up, what do we have? We have Zill versus Tether. And Siliqua. All right, CIL, CIL. That's going to be for 36 pips. And that's going to be win number 1086 for the year. Moving on. Looks like we've got whiff again. I think we had two positions on this. This is the bigger one. Nope, already got that one. So good. All right, so this is XRP. We finally got Ripple. For 350 pips. All right, that's number 1087. Moving on. What do we have next? We have Wi-Fi versus Tether. I believe this is Yearn Finance. Yeah. So this is Yearn Finance versus Tether. All right, Wi-Fi. Yeah, there we go. And we got Wi-Fi for 94 pips. All right, next up we have IOTX versus Tether. So this is IOTX. Let's see, IOTX. IOTX for 66 pips. That's going to be win number 1089. Next up, we have Neo versus Tether. All right, let's take a look. NEO versus Tether for 123 pips. Here's another. This take profit smashed. On NEO versus USD for 123 pips. It's going to be win number 1090 for the year. Moving on. Got Matisse versus Tether. And this is Matisse Dow. Okay. There's Matisse Dow. All right. METIS. All right. So this is going to be for 511 pips. Let's see. Think. All right, so it's going to be win number 1091 for the year. And we got one last one. Looks like we have Ethereum Finance, or F5. I don't know what FI stands for, so let's find out. ETHFI. All right, so this is Ethereum Finance versus Tether. I guess it would help if I spelled, wouldn't it? All right, so it's Ethereum Finance. Where's FI? ETHFI here. And it's going to be for 51 pips. So that's win number 1092 for the year. And it's 128. Let's see what else we got. So we know about ILTX. We just hit that. That's take profit. We looked at Monero earlier. It came back and hit the original stop. But that's not on the buy list for the week, so we won't be buying that. We have Fartcoin that hit a take profit. And we have United States dollar versus Norwegian krone. We're still in it for 562 pips. So Bitcoin is down 5,000 points. I think we've got all of our wins kind of taken care of. So we're all caught up with tracking that. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'll see you guys at London for 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, and also tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for New York. Cheers.